Now we're going to listen to Big City. You remember Big City, Greg?
We're in it.
That's right.
Big city, man. Yeah, it's a big city out there, baby.
Yeah, you better be careful.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a listen.
There's always this desire to pay homage to the past, so it's not unusual that you'll have a revival of some sort.
I understood that he was kind of like just giving snippets of things, and then Sal would go and develop it, you know, and it was kind of more left up to Sal to really dig in and make something with what Sly gave him.
Speaking about the horn parts, the string parts in Big City, it really did come across as the sound of traffic, and it did give the vibe of a big city and the conflict that kind of happens in those environments and just the bustle and a little bit of the tension. I think that came out in these parts.
This one's called Big City. Maybe he was inspired by all the city noises around downtown LA, you know? Here's what it sounded like. Did a vocal.
Big city, small state of mind. Big front, a little behind. Big city, small state of mind. Big front, a little bitty behind.
You know, some stuff is more polished or whatever, but like even something that's rough and not that polished, you can tell if it's good or not. You know what I mean?
Quite frankly, at first, they didn't have a clear, you know, it wasn't like a total image yet, you know? Like I said, there were bits and pieces of things. But, you know, it started coming together and developing. And again, this is over long periods of time. So it was a long process, but I got to hand it to Sal. He hung in there, you know, with him. He was patient as they spent time and developed this, you know, new offering.
Big city, small state of mind. Big front, a little behind. Big city, small state of mind. Big front, a little bitty behind.
I was here first, you fools just came. Stop looking at me sideways, occupy my space.
Yo, what's up? I'm Del, the Funky Homosapien. We out here in Richtown, Richmond, California. I'm from East Oakland, ESO, you know. And I'm here with Sal, too. So, yeah.
Say big shot that's already was here, you ain't made it. Your upgrade is a downgrade.
I met Del the first time in Denver, Colorado. It was at one of his shows. I think we sat down for a minute after the show, chopped it up a little bit.
He gave me his card. I still got the card in the house right now that he gave me. He basically asked me would I do it, you know, would I be interested? I was like, yeah, sure. So I don't think it happened instantly, you know what I mean? Like, I think he narrowed it down and got me, you know what I'm saying, in a place where, okay, can I get it from you now? You know what I'm saying? I think at that moment, I was like, okay, I could do it for you real quick. I'm cool with Sal, too. I talk with him way more than our interaction with doing the music or getting the songs done. I've had, like, long-ass conversations with him. So he actually a friend of mine, you feel me?
I think what really makes this unique is it really has been Sal doing a lot of the legwork, a lot of the phone calls, a lot of the traveling, and making a lot of sacrifice to get it to where it is.
Sly is dope, but I think the Sal's production that's what's being focused on. You know what I mean? So don't get mad, Sly. I mean, hey, man, I love you, but it's is kind of like that though.
I wanted to create this giant cacophony of sound, like, you know, you're actually in a big city. So we had this whole section at the end where it modulates up. Fortunately, this is all MIDI. I would sit here and I would listen to it. And then as each turn would come around, I could change the key on it.
It's almost like an encyclopedia. it's like opening up an encyclopedia of the history. I think Sal has put himself where he is through his hard work, through being dedicated. This was going to be a lot bigger than things that Sal had done previously, because now we're really making history by bringing back such a significant group of musicians.
There are two drummers in this section. For the whole rest of the song, it's just you, and then here, it's you and Tim.
Well, that's good that it worked. Both performances worked together.
So this song, Big City, this was originally supposed to be two songs. There was Big City, and then there was The Caveman. Omar did the initial bass track for Big City, which was later scrubbed off to make room for Rustee Allen.
I didn't get cut all the way. I got left in the Caveman part of it. I had recently purchased a POG, a polyoctave generator pedal. It takes the dry signal or the true tone of the instrument, and then we'll double it with an octave above and an octave beneath it. And you can kind of set your own parameters onto, you know, what you want to be louder, if you want the high octave or the low octave or the dry signal. I remember Sal being like, man, that's a cool sound. Like, you should do that on the record. It's like, okay, so what are we gonna do? No, I'm just gonna run the click and just record for a bit. And then we did a little something, and it was like, oh, this kind of has a vibe. It's a little ambient. It almost doesn't even sound like a bass guitar when you listen to it. It sounds more like a synthesizer. But then there was this like realization that it had to be accompanied by something, some sort of, you know, speech or something.
I always thought that Matt's Nile Scars interview with Sly was pretty hip.
I wonder what the first guy looked like that realized he even could have an idea. The Caveman.
Matt's requested that I include his voice on the track, and that's why you hear his voice in that part.
Thanks a lot, Sly Stone. We got you after, well, a couple of decades.
And you'll get me again. Thank you.
Being I have a background in Afro-Caribbean music, I did a sort of reggae-esque bass line. Super simple. But whenever Greg tracked to it, he picked up on that so quick. His intuition, his ears are so big that he just kind of immediately fell into this one-drop kind of groove.
When I played it to Omar, he said, oh, Greg picked up on that I was doing a reggae thing.
I wish I would hear him doing some more reggae because he sounded really good, but that gave the album another perspective as to, you know, what type of music we're listening and what type of music can work with what was already there, the soul and the funk and the jazz and rock, and all of a sudden there's like a little reggae element in there. If you listen closely, you'll catch it. If not, it'll just pass you by.
In this section, we have all kinds of city noise, fountains, footsteps. What better place to capture city noises than a train station, right? Hey, Greg, maybe you remember, you suggested that I keep both creations, Big City and Caveman, one song.
It just seemed natural for this thing to be one piece, one tune, and not split it up, because it played to that. There's a lot of elements going on here.
There's this.
It's a fucking word. It's a word you never heard. It's coming through my heart. Through my heart.
I wanted to give my audience that I play for something to laugh at, something to dig, so I start talking to them through my sax.
Let's see, what were you actually saying on the take? Let's hear it.
Fucking word. It's a word.
That guy's crazy.
To my heart. To my heart.
Okay, you say, fucking words, different words I've ever heard. It's coming through my horn, through my heart.
Yeah, man.
That's beautiful. I remember when you came out of the room, you came up to me and you whispered in my ear, I've never done that before, but you told me it was a spoken word piece, and that inspired me to play this thing.
Yeah, figured out what but the addition to that story is just not on a gig or anything, but at home before. All saxophone players talk through their horns. But when I was here that day, I wasn't just goofing around. I was actually speaking through my horn.
Sure.
So you inspired that, thank you.
I remember you did it in one take.
That's not something that you can do a take one, take two on, because it comes from the heart, let it go. If mistakes, let them go.
I wanted to create this cityscape. It sounded like people were basically like in coffee shops.
Exactly.
Different things. But it's not just anybody's voice. It's you, it's Rustee and Phunne, and then at the very end we have Greg's laughter to include him.
Kind of a proud moment for me on this record too, just to be able to play a little something and make some noise.